Morning, everybody. Andy here again, day 35. Right, let's put the figures down. Let's get started. Daily deaths reported yesterday were 360, which brings the total to 21,092. But a couple of other figures that I've got here. I've noticed that the actual cases in the UK now, confirmed cases of coronavirus, which are obviously tested positive, is 157,149. So that's quite a lot, isn't it? So you can figure out what the percentage of the death rate, if you want to call it that, be morbid about that. But unfortunately, those figures, that as I said, the 21,092 now includes 82 NHS staff and 16 people working in social care, which just shows you the sort of sacrifice that those people are doing. And some of these people actually came back, were asked, they volunteered to come back into the health service. They'd obviously retired or moved on to other things. They came back to help out in this national crisis, this pandemic. So, to be very, very thankful for them generally, but obviously some people have come back in and have paid the ultimate price for that. And another thing I've mentioned all the time, that these figures that I'm giving out are only people that have died in hospitals, have been reported as having died in hospitals, which is one of the reasons that the figures go up and down. Like 360 isn't a lot by other standards, so we're expecting that to go up. But there's some figures that came out this morning just before I started doing this video, and I might have put my glasses on to read this because I made a couple of notes of it. Up to the end of, more or less the end of last week, over 4,000 people have been registered as having died in care homes. Now, those people aren't on that list of the 21,000, so we are already at around about 25,000 and probably going to go higher as well as more figures, because that was last week, and we've still got some time to go, unfortunately. If you only got to look at what's happening in other countries, their figures are going down. Maybe ours are starting to go down a little bit as well, but we've still got a long way to go to come out of this completely, especially if we get it wrong, and hopefully we won't. But one of the things that has actually helped is the weather's changed. It's not very nice here today. I mean, we've been very lucky. It depends on how you look at this, actually. We've been very lucky in the past few weeks since we've had this lockdown. We've had unseasonably good weather and quite warm weather as well. It's been sunny or very, very nice most days, which has enabled myself, Julie, and everybody else to get out there and exercise as we're allowed to do over here in the UK. But the trouble with that is, I mean, we went for a little wander the other day down to the seafront, which we're allowed to do, honest. And it was like, it's like the M25 down there, the amount of bikes and, people walking and cycling and running and all this sort of stuff. And we actually try and avoid that now because it gets so busy. So it's not actually that easy to socially distance because you're weaving in there. Everyone's trying. People are, making the effort, but it isn't easy. So we sort of tend to go in different directions and do different things. It's, as I said before, there's far more people out there exercising, which is good in some ways. But now that the weather has changed, and apparently it's going to be like this for the next few days, it actually will stop people going out. So in some ways that might actually be a good thing. It's not a good thing in other ways, because obviously if you're stuck indoors with all the mental issues and all that type of thing, and we all like to see a nice blue sunny sky, it makes you feel a lot better, and the vitamin D helps you as well, all that type of thing. So it's been quite good up until now. Excuse me. But it's changed. And on that particular subject of water, we're getting water now. We actually had a mains burst, a water main burst, and all the water went off in just about the whole of Hastings, St Leonards and the surrounding area. So I'm guessing that's around about 90 to 100,000 people were without water for quite a long time. Ours came back on. I got up in the middle of the night, as you have to sometimes, and I think it was about 1:30 or something. I could hear the water sort of filling up the tank in the loft space, and I thought, so I tested it, and sure enough it had come on. So it had been off for 12 hours or so, something like that, which, I mean, to be fair, Southern Water, the people who were dealing with it, the pipe, seeing the pictures, it was a big mains pipe, one of the really big ones, and I thought it was going to take a lot longer. I suspected they did as well, but they managed to get it fixed, and well done to them, because at any time it's not a good thing to happen, but at this time, when everyone's at home and we're all we're all suffering in our own little ways, and one little thing that comes along and changes it can sort of not tip you over the edge, but it certainly brings it home, and it's just one more thing that you have to think about. But it does make you think about because we take all of these things for granted. I mean, water being a classic, you just turn the tap on and there it is, and we're very lucky in the UK, in Europe or whatever, that we have that facility. So many people don't. So, we're always better off. There's always someone worse off than you. But it does make you just get so used to it. It's like if the power goes off and you think, right, what do I do now? What am I going to do? The water, because you're thinking, right, how many times can I flush the toilet before? Obviously, it's not going to flush anymore till the water runs out, and you automatically go to do something. You automatically flush the toilet when you have to use it, that sort of stuff, and you go, oh, damn, didn't mean to do that, and you're going to make a cup of tea. Oh, and it is we get blasé, we get very, very used to it, and I think that's a very bit of a metaphor once again for what's happening here now, is that we got so used to the way that our life was up until a month ago or so, and it's changed completely, and we can't go out, we can't, like turning on the tap, we can't go to the pub, we can't meet our mates, we can't hug your mother or anything like that. It's changed, and it's brought those sort of things home to us. And once again, it's that old Joni Mitchell thing I always quote, you don't know what you've got till it's gone, and that's where we are at the moment, and we're a month further down the line than probably the last time I mentioned this. About, I think I did a video, called it the 1 week wobble, because a lot of us, after a week, and I saw people talking about it with videos online, etc. We've been at this for a week, and people will go, "Oh dear," it's suddenly starting to hit home. We're a month further down the line now, so we've got the 1 month wobble or something like that, and it must be, as I said yesterday, and I've said in other videos, it's sort of getting to us because we realise that what we've left behind. Okay. Yes, we are now re-evaluating some of those things that we thought were important at the time. We realise that aren't quite as important. Whereas other things, some of the small things, quite often are more important than we actually realise. Like being able to turn the tap on and getting water. As I said, you don't know what you've lost till it's gone. So think back. We had it good then. Hopefully, it's going to come back again in the future. But maybe we value other things differently. That might improve us in lots of ways, because it might make us re-evaluate a little bit, and we can all do with doing that sometimes, I think. Anyway, I shall leave it there. Hopefully, the weather will clear up. But maybe it's a good thing that it is like this for a while, and keep us all indoors and just bring it all down a little bit, and maybe we can get out of this a little bit quicker in the long run. Anyway, stay at home. It probably won't be too hard at the moment. Stay strong, stay safe, and hopefully I shall speak to you tomorrow. Goodbye.